What's going on, Buck Bros? Buck Bro Ryan here, and we are here for our Week 7 preview. This time, Monday Night Football against the Lions. It's going to be a battle. Two of the top NFC teams coming in. I think it's at Detroit this time, so we've got a lot of home field advantage against us. And let's get into our review. Let me welcome back Zach, Bryce, and John, my fellow Buck Bros. Guys, big game this week, Monday night under the lights in Detroit. Gonna be tough. Let's start on the offensive side of the ball. Baker's been moving the ball, doesn't matter who's with him, but the Lions are a different test here. What do the Bucs have to do to make sure that we're putting up points and keeping the gas pedal going?
Stay the course, man. Okay? That's what we got to do. We got to just keep on keeping on. And, this was the first time Baker ever beat the 49ers in his career. And, the Bucs, we've had some struggles in Detroit, against Detroit in the past few seasons. And I think this can be the big statement before we go into the bye week. I think we can put it on them. They're coming off of a tough loss against where I think they got exposed a little bit by Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. So that's what I want. The key to the game for me is just keep on keeping on. We need to keep up the pressure. Bulls needs to keep dialing up, good blitzes. We need to get some interceptions, get some touchdowns. I like it. I think we just stay on them. And if it is, Emeka is going to be out, if Godwin's going to be out, then, they don't have a lot of tape on Tez. They don't have a lot of tape on Cam Johnson or on, these guys. I want to see these guys explode. It's a Monday night. Everybody needs to be looking clean, looking good. It should be a fun atmosphere, and that's it. That's all I want. I just want to see us just catch a W.
Keep dunking on them, right? Keep dunking on them.
That's what I was thinking myself. Just keep dunking on them from like the last episode. Yeah, I think we were talking about the offense here, but I think the key to the game, the key to the game for the offensive side of the ball is just what it's been the last few times. Like, okay, don't turn the ball over. And yes, I think we're going to have some of our, reserve wide receivers step up like they did against the Niners. So hopefully Cam Johnson and Tez Johnson and Sterling Shepard can have a good game. We can, rely on Rashad White to get some of those hard yards running the ball and use him effectively in the screen game. The Lions are going to be difficult for sure. I think, to John's point, the Chiefs probably did kind of give you a blueprint on how to attack that defense. But that was at the Chiefs. This will be at Lions, right? So a road game, Monday Night Football. They're coming off a tough loss. They're going to be amped up for this game, especially, we're again battling a team that's sitting there, at the top of the NFC, and we're playing for NFC supremacy. So it's a big test for sure. And, Baker's been playing at an MVP level. I hope he keeps it up. And if he does, we stand a good chance to put up some points on him.
Yeah, for the offense, I was thinking about the last time we played them last year, which was a dub, right, early in the season. But within that game, Aiden Hutchinson had 4.5 sacks. So if I'm thinking like a good key to the game for the offense is don't let that shit happen again. Try to keep Baker upright. Because, that was a close game. It was a good game. But Baker does not need to be getting hit that much. So the offensive line, it's made of spit and glue right now, but it's doing enough to keep him, stable and healthy. So I think key to the game for me is just protect Baker. If Baker has time, he'll be able to do what he needs to do to find receivers and find his lanes to scramble and keep the offense moving. So that's my key to the game is just O-line, play well. Also, that Lions game against the Chiefs had no penalties called against them. So I think the blueprint we found out is it really pays to be the Chiefs, because I don't know how the hell in 2025 you play a football game and have no penalties called against you. There's just no shot.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's playing that clean of football, right? And to the point of Aiden Hutchinson, you hopefully learn from last game you played against them and shade some running back help or chip block from Cade Otton. I thought that we left, school out there way too much one-on-one with him. We got to pay him enough respect. We're going to pay him some respect, I think, this game. I believe pretty much all of their secondary is out. Like their starting secondary is out for this game.
Yeah,
So-
Brian Branch got suspended for a game after his altercation with Juju at the end of the Sunday night football game.
Oh,
So
sick.
I think that obviously bodes in our favor. I think I want Baker to have his MVP moment of this game, like he's had one all game early, so that he exposes that defensive secondary. You know, I know we don't have the weapons we're accustomed to, but let's see if Grizz and the team can scheme up some stuff to get Johnson and Johnson open. But it's Baker's, Baker's always going to be invested, but it seems like he hits another dial after that 3rd and 14 run. It's 20-19 game against the Niners, and then we kind of pulled away. If he can have a moment that gets him fired up, gets the team fired up, I like our chances against anybody, especially, a team without a secondary, it seems like. So let's expose that secondary as much as we can. Let's get Baker and the team really into the game early. It's what's going to take because, the Lions' home field advantage is nothing to scoff at. They're going to be loud, especially after that loss. They're going to be pissed off, like you said, Bryce. So we got to come out with that same tenacity. Not that Baker's losing anything, but I think getting him into the game early with one of those MVP moments really helps us.
There is some good news. I think Mike Evans is in play, possibly to play in this game. So
Huge.
you may not have to just rely on Johnson and Johnson. You might have a number one receiver back.
Can we edit John's face out of that for a second right there?
Speak your piece, John.
The
Speak your piece.
disrespect was insane.
So
right
much
there.
disrespect.
Oh man,
It'll be nice to have
Mike.
Mike back, but when you've got a soft secondary and you've got these backups in there, I mean that was the Cam Johnson touchdown. Was that kid, that DB that they put in? That was the first play of the game for him, and Baker went right after him. You know what I mean? And scored that touchdown. So that's what I want to see us do. Is I want us to attack these backups.
I agree.
Good key.
I agree. Let's flip the script. Defensive side of the ball. John, you brought up interceptions and turnovers. Absolutely critical against this high-power Lions offense. What more do we need to do? Because I think we saw San Francisco dink and dunk it. I'm a little bit more worried about Jared Goff when he gets in the red zone than Mac Jones. So it kind of worries me a little bit with how much we allowed the elasticity of the defense to get to that red zone. We've been pretty decent under Todd Bowles at not allowing touchdowns, but this Lions team seems to be in a different level than maybe what we just faced.
Yeah, but I would counter that because I think in the win last year, they got to the red zone like 5 or 6 times, but we were able to hold them out, basically hold them to field goals and play that, bend but don't break, defense that we kind of gotten accustomed to with Todd Bowles over the last couple seasons. That being said, I would agree you're playing with fire every time you're letting a offense as good as Detroit's get into the red zone and utilize all their weapons they have, right? Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery in the backfield, Amon-Ra St. Brown out wide, and probably one of the best offensive lines in all of football that you're going up against. So one, I think you're obviously going to have to stop the run, which is something outside of Seattle we've done pretty effectively in doing. And then secondly, it sounds like we're going to get Zion back also for this game. So we'll have Jamel and Zion. So you're going to have a decent full complement of your starters in the secondary. But if they keep playing the way they're playing, right, in tight coverage and we're able to get some pressure on Goff, that could lead to turnovers. I think, was it Servassier Dennis who had the interception last season to seal the game, if I'm not mistaken?
I know Izian had one, but I think that was
it
early.
Izian?
Yep,
Okay,
yeah.
might have been Izian. Regardless, those are the types of plays we need, which we've been making this season, right? But a couple turnovers that are going to help, really give us the momentum and keep, if we can keep them from, having long sustained drives, that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to win the time of the possession ball game, stop the run, get them off the field on 3rd down, and create some turnovers.
They're almost like they're a like running quarterback away from being like designed in a lab to have like everything that worries me going up against like from an offense. They've got really great receiving back in Jahmyr Gibbs. They've got great receiving core. They have Sam Laporta. Like they have a lot of tools, and I think it's like the most basic key to the game, but get pressure on Goff. I mean, that's definitely the Achilles heel of that offense is Goff. Like he's the weak link because there's just so many tools around there. So if you can just hurry him up and prevent him from being able to pick you apart, that's I think the most direct way to handle that offense. Because I do think, to Bryce's point, save the Seattle game. You know, I still think we'll be fine against. I know they have two good running backs, but I think just we have really good fundamentals on that side. Um, on defense against the run. So I think just get after Goff. It's like the layup line of keys to the game. But it balances well with my offensive line for my offensive key of the game. So on defense, defensive line is my key to the game. Take their quarterback down. That works.
I mean, another Jamel Dean sack wouldn't hurt. You know what I mean? A couple more big plays from Roberts or from Vita Vea. These things would be nice, but maybe just own time of possession. They can't score on you if they don't have the ball. So just long sustained drives. You just let Tucker and Rachaad White just drive the ball. Let Baker make some magic with his feet. If we're gonna play Mike Evans and we're gonna ease him back in, he's been much more possession receiver lately. Maybe just grabbing some good 10-yard outs and getting some first downs. Just go down long methodical drives and just burn the clock. They can't beat you if they don't have the ball. So maybe for the first time this season, we're really looking at owning time of possession as a way to shut this team down. Because I've got Amon-Ra St. Brown, I've got Sam Laporta, I've got all these guys on my fantasy team for a reason. They are big performers, and so if we're not able to get after Goff the way we need to, just don't give him the ball back.
Yeah, maybe this game the best defense is a good offense. You're absolutely right. All right. Those are our keys to the game. Let's give a score prediction. Lions, Bucs, Monday Night Football. Let's hear what your score prediction are. I started with Bryce last week, so let's start with somebody else. Zach, what's your score prediction?
Okay. Primetime game. Two teams playing football. A lot of points. I don't know. 34-30 Bucs.
That's exactly where I was going, was 34-30, so ditto. Chalk me
Twinsies.
up on that one.
All right. Bryce, you want to make it
exactly where I was going with it. No, I'm just kidding.
13-10. I think it's the opposite of you guys.
Low scoring game, 6-3. I think it will be high scoring too. I'm gonna go 31-27 Bucs.
31-27 Bucs. All right, that's close scoring, but a little higher scoring than we're used to. What was it last year? We were 20-16 when we faced them.
Yeah.
Let me put it in the middle of that. We'll go 27-24 Bucs. All right, we'll see. I'm touting it now. 31-20 was pretty close. Bryce, you were close too with 28-20 for last game. We'll see how close we get this game. Okay, let's move on to Bucs fantasy picks of the week. We at the Buck Bros here like to play a little fantasy game, a little communal fantasy game amongst all the Buck Bros. If you are new to the fantasy game, here's how it works. We are going to do a snake draft that consists of each one of us picking a Bucs player. Then we'll redo that draft with one individual NFL player. Key there is that the NFL player can't be picked twice. So there are some names as we get further in the weeks, those names get a longer and longer list of people we can't use. So right here, week 7, I think we have, who is it? John first. So John, you're on the clock for a Bucs pick.
Give me the bait, man.
Yeah.
I've got you as Sean Tucker. All right, Ryan, you're up.
All
I
right, if
control.
Baker's-
I have the power of the app. So
I have the power. I mean, if Baker, I'll make it easy for our football manager and take the same player as last week. Chad.
one fewer team player to augment. All right, cool. All right,
Yeah,
so we
all
have
this-
Tucker, Shad, Baker is on my team. So Bryce, who do you want?
Well, let's see. With all this fantasy lineup shuffling, and in a week where all the offensive studs are most likely out, Evan Cole. Let's go
said it.
with. Give me Chase McLaughlin.
Woo!
That's a good pick.
That's a pick.
It's a pick.
All right.
Pick.
If I pick Mike and he's ruled out, do I get a repick?
Yeah, we did that
Yeah.
last week too, right?
For
Godwin?
you. We did that for you last.
This is the perk of being last. Yeah,
Yeah.
fair. Well, then I'll take Mike Evans.
All right.
Mike Evans. All right,
Well, he's a maybe,
Zach,
right?
you're now on the NFL clock.
Okay. I will take. You know, we'll take JSN.
That brings us
Oh.
to Bryce.
It does. It does. Let's see here. Is Drake May available?
He is.
He is, yes.
I'll take Drake May.
Comfortably getting 31 points on Kirsten's bench this past weekend.
Nice.
All right. I think that makes me next. Who do I like? Who do I like? Ooh, okay. Give me Josh Jacobs.
Who do you want?
Oh, I want Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart, baby. He's got them both. You picked Cam Scattaboo earlier this season. Building
So
a team.
Scattaboo on Thursday night got me 30 points, bro, to start my weekend, driving me to 6-0 in my fantasy league. I'm getting the trophy this year. I can't wait. I haven't even paid my dues yet because I know I'm gonna win. Sorry, that's all we gotta say. I'm 6-0, and then there are 4 teams that are 3-3. So I'm running away with it a little bit. Scattaboo, Emeka Ibuka, obviously he's gonna have a hard time, but you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is. All right, that's the fantasy draft. Good luck, everybody. And I'm sure if you guys want to follow along with how we're doing on fantasy, you can follow us on Instagram and at TikTok. On Instagram, we'll have our fantasy tracker. That's at BuckBrosTB. So if you want to see how these picks are shaking out, go ahead and follow us there. At BuckBros11 on TikTok for our daily bets or weekly bets. If you guys want to follow along and tail us on those, that's at BuckBros11 on TikTok.
Or fade.
Or fade. In the case of last week, fade.
Fade hard.
All right.
Especially with John's bets.
All right, let's wrap this preview up. I like to wrap it up with a history marker for our 50 seasons. We did talk about winning last year, 20-16, but let's not forget our home playoff game in 1997, where the Bucs win a first playoff game at home in a long time, since 79, I believe it was. So the Bucs in 97 win their first playoff game in Wild Card Weekend against Barry Sanders and his Lions. I think it was 20-10, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 20-6, something like that. But what a game that was, starting us off. Also culminating with the 2002 championship team. A lot of pieces in that 97 team remained on that 2002 team. But that was a great game for us, and we're hoping for some of that win mentality come Monday night.
Yeah, I think that was the last game of the old sombrero, if I'm not mistaken. Classic Mike Allstott game. One of those
Yes, it
highlights.
was.
Players over into the end.
Was that Dungy's first season?
It was Dungy's second.
Second season.
Yeah, he came in 96, yeah. So.
First year's in the pewter and red.
I was
though.
gonna say first year of the rebrand, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it was. So
Was that
yeah, that was awesome. That was a good season too.
so? That was beating them when we were division rivals. Then, yes.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it's
Yeah.
old Central.
Old Nevsky
Yeah.
Central rivals.
Right. Well, Monday Night Football ahead, so you guys got an extra day to get ready for the Bucs facing the Lions. Is going to be a great game. So we're hoping to move to 6-1, clinch even further that position on the top seed of the NFC. So let's cheer on our Bucs. We like to cheer them on with our ending here with a big Go Bucs.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks.
Plus 4.5.
Yeah, you knew it was going to be plus.
Road dogs.
Man, what a time. That wasn't Mike Allstott. You want to talk about a closer, Mike Allstott. Cam Scattaboo probably is the closest thing we have to Mike Allstott right now.
We're not even close to him.
I love me some Cam.
I said closest. I didn't say close.
We should go get him for the trade deadline.
Oh, yeah, that's available.